before I begin, I would like to congratulate the organizers for taking this initiative, especially in times of this change scenario and the new scenario with ART. So we are talking about IVF, the success mantra. Well, I always feel success begins at home, just like charity. You know, it's a way of life that you have to begin with. I'll begin with a little about myself. I have started from very humble beginnings. My father was an engineer and my mother was a homemaker, and she had very minimal education. But, and that too, I was eldest of the 3 daughters. We were born at a time when she was actually ridiculed for having 3 daughters. But my father, I would say he was the biggest innovator. He thought that he has to invest in his daughters, and he gave us the education because of which we proudly I am standing before you. So this is what education does, and this is what a mindset does to people. Of course, in pursuit of excellence, I graduated from prestigious King George's Medical College, Lucknow, and then I won the Overseas Fellowship Scheme, which took me to United Kingdom, and then I did further specializations into IVF, endoscopy, urogynecology from France and Germany, and then I was working in UK. You know, life was pretty comfortable there, but you know, something kept on knocking me, it kept on saying me, Gunjan, what are you doing? Is it the right thing? Because this is what I feel, you know, you have to give back to the society, you have to give back to your parents. Everybody deserves something, everybody who have made you in such a human being. So again, I was down back to India to start from the scratch. You know, why I'm telling you, such is the IVF cycle also, you know. You are on cloud 9 when the patient comes to you. When she has planned her mind, how is she? She's very happy. She thinks, yes, IVF is going to be successful. And then comes the results when she's not succeeded. And there she dips. So is your life. Of course, then I was practicing and I realized that there's a roadblock. Yaar, Hindustan mein maa nahi banna is the biggest problem. Why? But it is true. Nobody respects her. Respect comes from motherhood. My God, nobody will leave aside the lady of the house, the mother-in-law. Husband ko to chhodi do. So that was where I was cornered, and that led to the inception of Gunjan IVF World. And I was, of course, blessed to have a very supportive family. My husband, who's a neurosurgeon, he joined me and helped me, and my co-brother, who was a software engineer, and that is how we started Gunjan IVF World, and our journey began, and it goes on, and it is going on. So this is what, there is a mool mantra for IVF success, I feel, from the journey here. That is, keep on trying. Always encourage the patient, because cumulative IVF cycles is the first mool mantra for a success in IVF. Of course, now I will talk about some innovations and practices that we are doing at our center, Gunjan IVF World, which has led to better success rates in IVF. And I'm going to talk about hysteroscopic subendometrial platelet-rich plasma therapy, leveraging GCSF better, progesterone rescue therapy, and intravenous lipid therapy. So these are all clinical innovation. Of course, embryological innovation, Dr. Krishna Chaitanya has just told in a lot of detail about it. So what we did, we evaluated the effect of subendometrial platelet-rich plasma. See, PRP is being used from head to toe these days. It helps in collagen production and therefore helps to improve the damaged tissue. So what we did is, we did hysteroscopically in our patients of IVF failures, we injected them with subendometrial PRP, and our sample size is 132 women who received hysteroscopic PRP, and the 84 out of this 132 have conceived, which is a whopping 63.63% success rate, and 73 of them have actually achieved motherhood. So that is, they had a baby. So this is the importance of PRP, and the only data which has been available till now is a pilot study which has been done by Dr. Mettler, which is only on 32 patients. So I feel there is a lot that we can do in this with the PRP, and the results are very, very encouraging. Next, I will, well, there was this video, but it is not playing. I will go to the next slide then. So, basically GCSF. GCSF is granulocyte colony stimulating factor. We just leveraged it better. It is being used by a lot of clinicians, but mostly the recommendation is to go for intrauterine GCSF. So, that becomes very hassling. Again, increases the cost. The patient comes to the clinic, the patient will come to the clinic. It is a doctor dependent procedure, which is so important. So, what we did is we started giving subcutaneous PRP. Subcutaneous GCSF to our patients, and there is a sample size of 473 patients, of which 329 we gave GCSF and 143 did not get GCSF. Actually, the sample size is slightly skewed because we felt the results were better, and of course, the GCSF patient had a higher pregnancy rate of 59.1% in comparison to 53.8% in the other group. The study has been done over a long period of time, from I would say 2018 to almost 22. So, that is why there is a huge variation, but yes, it does increase success rate, and by a simple jab which the patient can take herself. So, these are minimal innovations which we can think about, especially in a failure patients. Next, I would like to talk about progesterone rescue therapy. What we do is, we know progesterone is the wonder molecule. Everybody talks about progesterone. Everybody says progesterone is the drug because it prevents luteal phase deficiency, and it is the one which is responsible for implantation. So, in these patients, what happened, we always do a serum progesterone level measurement after 48 hours, and when the value came as less than 20 nanogram per ml, we increased the dose which we were giving of progesterone for luteal phase support. And the results are pretty encouraging, because in the patients whom we increased the dose, the pregnancy rate was almost 64.5% as compared to 58.7% where we did not increase the dose. So, and of course, you can see the number of patients who conceived and achieved the joy of motherhood. So, this is a simple innovations which really help us to get these things and help us to change the life of the patient, because in our society, everybody is paying from their pocket. It is not that it is government funded, it is not, mostly it is without insurance. So, even one increasing success rate marginally might be brings a huge difference to their life. So, these are simple things which we feel have been increasing the success rate of IVF at our center. And of course, IV lipid therapy in cases of repeated IVF failures and recurrent miscarriages. This we started studying recently. So, we have a sample size of 107 patients, and these are all the patients who the inclusion criteria has been either they had a previous failure or they had recurrent miscarriages. Only those patients were given intravenous lipid. And the results have been 64.5, that is 69 of 10 patients, 7 patients achieved a successful outcome with IVF. So, we know, because what does lipid do? It is an immunomodulator, and it helps to reduce the natural killer cell activity, and thus it improves the success rate, which is very, very promising to begin with. So, this is what is the clinical applications which we are using, the innovations which we are using at our center to improve the success rate. Of course, besides this, what else? Of course, in all cases of IVF, I always say it is the tender, loving care which you give to the patient matters as well for the success. It is not only about doing the procedure. The patient needs support. Most of them are depressed, having lot of problems. It is not only that they have come to you for a treatment, they have also come for a lot of mental support. So, if you really want to improve the success rate, please give them that hand holding also which is required. Thank you.